Hi guys, welcome to my workbench again on part 8 of our 2-band regen radio build. And as you can remember, when I left you at the end of part 7, I mentioned something about, well, you notice also in the video that we had a problem here in our connections. Well, but actually what I thought was bad soldering, it wasn't the case, so I was not guilty actually on that. What really happened is that one part of the switch, and exactly this point here, that contact wasn't made contact, so I tried everything to get it to get it back to what it should do, but I wasn't able to do it yet. So I took them out, as you can see, and I replaced them with another switch, and that went well. And then switched back to 40 meters, and then nothing happened. I thought by myself, well, not again. So I was checking everything for hours, at least for an hour. If everything was working, and everything was working, I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I left it. I went doing something else, it put my mind at rest. Then I came back to it, and then immediately saw on this side there was something sticking out and making a short to ground. And that was the case that the 40 meter didn't work. Well, having said all this, you know, I told you about the capacitance in the coil, capacitance in the valve, and capacitance in wiring. I told you have to take that into account, and I also told you, when you have that on paper and you are convinced that it is working, then discover in practical terms, in practice, it doesn't work out that way at all. And as you showed you that on our grid dipper. So we were too high in both the bands. So that shows you that that is right what I'm saying, but in the practical term it is totally different, so you have actually try. Fortunately, I have a pretty little program on my computer, and I put in the capacitance that I used, and I had the proper resonance frequencies, but this capacitance here was very low. This basically is put on 20 picofarads, the capacitance of the coil, and this was much too high. There's only 80 meters 5 picofarads, so that drives up your frequency. So consequently, you have to your parallel capacitance and your series capacitance will change. I'll tell you what it was. There was 5 picofarads for the 80 meters. There was in the 100 picofarads for in series that went to 150 picofarads, and parallel capacitance was 82 picofarads, went to 68 picofarads. So you see the main difference. And then we had the resonance frequencies we want: 3.5, 3.9, 3.8 is. So it was actually 3.49 something. Yeah, it's not completely the 3.5. Yeah, it was a bit lower. And then we went about 100 kilohertz higher than what we should have. But actually, that is acceptable. And as I told you before, you're never going to achieve precisely. But anyway, I'm quite close to 100% over 180 degrees. So it's about 10–20% where it goes higher. But it doesn't matter. We can tune properly then. For the 40 meters, the own capacitance of this coil was 9 picofarads. So I put the values in 18p, 22p. I had the resonance frequency, Then I put the frequency in from what we measured, and then this capacitance went down to 9 picofarads. And that had consequences for the series capacitor and the parallel capacitor. So in series that was 18 picofarads, that went to 27 picofarads. The parallel capacitor went from 22p to 47 picofarads. And then we had our 6.9 megahertz and ended up at 7.6. So we have our two bands. We have our amateur band and we have our broadcast band. We have also there. So that's very chuffy because it works. And I checked it, but they are good, and it works out fine. Okay, and the only thing I won't do now is do the rechecking with you again. You have to believe me on my word that is the case. Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because I put those parts in what I said, and if I put this wire from the coil on this capacitor, this resistor here will shut down the resonance. Oh, you will say, but it won't work then with the valve. Yes, it will. It's a different matter then, okay? Anyway guys, we are that far now. We have a working system, okay? What we are going to do next is get my transformer in order. I have to do that now because I put it over so long. And then I will shorten the axle, put the antenna plug in there, yeah, and then make up all the wiring we need for the filaments, put the capacitors in, finish the schematic. I will show you everything. I have to make up my mind if I'll do this on camera, that soldering of all the parts. Perhaps that would be nice, gives you something to watch, and you have then as a sort of guide how you do this, okay? Anyway guys, I'm going to stop the video now and I'll come back to you later with more details and with more information, alright? Hi everybody, welcome back. There you go guys, I've done my job. I did rewind the transformer. I took them apart and you can see that the 6.3 volts are there. So the only thing we have to do now is get this little strip on top of here again, connect everything up, mount it on the frame, and then there we go. That's this part from the video. I will shut the camera down again just to update you what I have done. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut off this axle, put that in the vise. I think that will be better than the Dremel it off. And then get that antenna coupling on there, and then I'll come back to you, okay? Welcome back guys to our program, and there we go. I made our transformer, as you can see. It's been put on there. It's the 6.3 volts of the filaments are there. We have our 235 or 250 volts here. We have our net voltage here and the 6.3 down there, okay? The only thing I'm going to do there is with this socket, I'll have a look at my stack, and I have another one with a sleeve like that. So I'll going to change that socket because the valve is also wobbly in there. I don't like that very much, and certainly not when it is the rectifying valve. Anyway guys, I put also our antenna plug in there, so he's there as well, so we can go on and put all the wiring in and so on and so on. So that's the next thing that we're going to do. And then you can follow along. I will replace that socket. I will try to get all the wiring done when we on camera, so that you can enjoy it and have a guide, as it were, to go along, if you like. And well, I'll shut the camera down again because I have to. Hello everybody, welcome back. Well, I have another socket here, and I'm going to replace this socket here with this one. So I've just figured out how he has to be placed. So I'll get that thing out. will be easily done. There modern sockets you can buy, and well, there's nothing wrong with them, but there again, in this case I think it is too weak, it doesn't support the valve properly, so I don't want to risk that. So let's have a look. That's 1 and 1, and that's 8. Look at my screen. Cathodes is 7. Is that right? Yeah. No. All the way around. That has to be. This has to go in. If it fits. It does. Well, it's a bit different, I think. Oops, must be another one there. Nope, not anymore. I'll put that one in. Alright guys, we do the wiring as well, and we take it from there, okay? Alright, come. Get in there. There he goes. No, he's not. You naughty boy. He's naughty, he doesn't want to. Well, there he goes. At last, but not least. Let's get the rest on there. So look, have put something else on there. Yeah, I have to. On which side? I think I can put it on that side. Let's have a look. That's a notch here. Take them off. Anyway guys, I have to get something in there to solder onto. See, I get my equipment. That's the wrong pliers. There we go. Put that on there. Then we can connect several things up to it on the chassis. There we go. Here, there, yes. You can see only get the socket swapped. And you lose quite a bit of time on that. And then, there we go. And I'll show you what I mean. In a nice socket here, then we have our valve here. You see, with the notch in there. And you put that in. See, it is It's solid, doesn't go anywhere. So that's actually beautiful stuff this is. So now guys, so now we can start off our wiring. I will stop the camera for a minute and get my wiring in order, and then we start soldering that on, alright? Alright, well, I'll tell you what I've done before. I soldered one of the filaments onto the chassis. I've done that, and I'm in the process now of gluing the electrolytic capacitors down. So with hot glue. So put some hot glue here and put that capacitor on there. Where is my other capacitor? Oh, there he is. Now we have to do that the same. Just making sure that is in the right place. Okay, that should be right there. So put some hot glue underneath and push him down. Let me disconnect this gun. Come on, there we go. And put that on the floor. It doesn't bother anybody. Keeps a piece of paper underneath, so any glue that slips off there, it's not on the floor. Okay, there you go. And we have this in place. You see that doesn't go anywhere now. What I'll do next now, I will heat up my soldering gun and solder them down. And this 3.3K resistor will go in between there, and that will be our starting point from our valve. Okay. Having said that, but first we have to put some wiring down first. Okay. Yeah. Well guys, it is coming along nicely. If we finish the job, then we should have a working radio. And I want to mention something else about our tickler. It's not known yet on which point this tickler is going to work on 40 meter band and the 80 meter band. So if we are lucky, and I say if we are lucky, the tickler will work at the same spot. That's what I'm hoping for. And why I'm saying that is then we can use band spread as well on this particular variable capacitor. So then you have your spread also on 180 degrees, and then your tickler will be also very sensitive to get this tuned properly. Okay, so I will solder down now those capacitors, and we have that done. Come on then. Okay, that's one. There we go. Cut the access off. No, that's okay. Now what I want to show you is this. Where's my pencil? I connected here, the middle I connected onto 8, pin 8 of that socket onto a chassis. And I've done that as well on this valve. There's 4 on chassis, and here's with 0.3 at chassis. So what we have to do next is to connect one wire up along here, that way, through that hole, and get to the transformer. Now guys, we're going to put the other wire in. I'll get this out of the way for a minute. There's a hole of wire. See, we get some length here. Okay, Cut this over a bit. There you go. There's the wire for the filaments. Okay. That was hot. So well, I'm not satisfied with that. Has to be better. There we go. Get them down to that socket here. We'll cut them off there. Loosen up this a bit. Set that a bit. That's one. Get the other one also in there. Come on in. I'll show you how to fiddle. It is all a fiddle. That's what building is about, isn't it? Once more. Making sure this is connected properly. Okay. That's my pliers. There we go. Oh. I have to go around to that side. Cutting excess away. So. That one off. Go through this hole. And get this into place. That's one. Stay there. There we go, solder that down. Let the solder flow, you have a good connection, very important. There we go, put this down here. There you go guys, that's on. Let's turn it over, just turn this over. There. Okay, now then, I'm tired from standing. Anyway, I made the connection to chassis here. That is the other one where the yellow wire has to go. So we will measure approximately how long that's going to be. That's about the size we need. Cut that off. See if we can get that behind here. There we go. Get that nicely up. Bend it over. Now we can strip this. As you can see, there's quite some time involved in building a radio. There, come on then. Cut the extras off. That's it. And try to glue this down here. I'm kidding guys. Just making sure this goes where it should go. Come on, yeah. Don't be silly. I see what happened. I'll take him off. Put him down again. Get some more solder on there. There we go. And fix this down. There we go. That's done. There you go guys. That's one section done. What we could do now is to check if this will light up, but that won't work I suppose. I think it will. What we will do next is put the other parts underneath and then we take it from there. Okay? Okay, now we got this little wire here down. Making sure that it stays there. Okay. The next thing we have to do is to get our resistor in place. Yeah, yeah, and then you have to connect pin 7 here to this part here. It has to be connected up, and from there we can go on to transformer and this valve. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Make some loops in there, little loops. I can put this through. I'll get that wire away. That's one. And that's 2. Now, we can have something to solder with, okay? Put that in here. Now, get our resistor. And you have to take into account that you have the heat away from electrolytics. They can't stand heat, so let's get this solder off this side. I used that once, so I'll put that in. There you go. Do it that way. Yeah. Oh, I'll sort that one out. Hold on. Solder that one down first here. Don't you dare talk about it. Get all of them. Lift them up. That's it. Gee, that's hot. There we go. Now get that other wire in there. I have to go to pin 7. That's this one here. See if I have that bent over a bit. So. Then we get our. Cut this excess off. This also. Now then, get a little piece of wire that doesn't have need any colour. It can be short. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just get myself some decent wire. And you have colour as well, or a thread for high voltage. So we strip this. Just lay it on there for a minute. Get this out of the way. Now, push that in there with the other point of connection. So, there's another connection that has to go to the output transformer, so we have to see to that as well. This is the same side. Just have to solder that in. There we go. So you have to use that loop as well on that transformer, so that you have to be very careful that that doesn't come apart. So what we're going to do next is to get this nicely here. Then we know we have connection there. Yeah. I was just wondering if I need a fuse here. It would be nice to have a fuse in between of that, because to protect the valve, okay? Yeah, probably have a look, put them over here. We'll drill a little hole there, put a bolt to it. I got this out. There you go. I have more of them, so I need probably more of them because of the protecting the transformer as well. So it's not a luxury as fuse, believe you me. It is not a luxury. If you think it is, then you're wrong. Get them away from there, I suppose. How are we going to do this? Okay, put them here somewhere. Stop the camera for a minute, okay? Hello guys. As you can see, I put a fuse holder here. So instead of going straight onto the valve, I will go up here. So we have that connection. I'll cut it off here. There we go. Just strip that. I clean those contacts up for soldering, otherwise it won't solder properly. So there we go. At least you have a fuse in between. If something goes wrong, then your valve's also protected. Your valve, this valve has a maximum of 40 milliamps. So any excess would mean that the valve self-destructs. So this is not what we want. So I was filling around. My eyesight is playing me, but come on then. All the wire is too thick, of the hole is too small. Anyway, come on then. It doesn't want to work. Okay, what you do about that? And the second pass, you get to apply some force onto it. And come on, get in. No, no, you have to do that. Use enough solder that it stays there. Okay, hold on. There we go. Just let it flow to make a good connection. There we go. Now then, this. Just leave this alone. Should be okay. And then have a little wire there. Should we do that? Nah, but that's that. Not gonna rest that. Uninsulated. Anyway guys, you can see there is quite some time involved. I have to be careful that that video doesn't get too long. So otherwise we go on in the next part. And some of you don't like very long videos, so on the other hand, it's nice to see everything in one video. Okay, there we go. Give a nice cross here, zie je nou. Ik ga hem af hier. Put it away. Slip it again. And try to get it into place. Yeah! There we go. That hole is big enough. The other one wasn't, so there you go. Put some solder on it, quite a bit, just let it flow, that it connects well. There you go. It doesn't get loose. There you go guys. Tell you what, I'm going to quit the video here. I don't want to be difficult, but I'm going to quit it here because there's some time involved. Have a look at the video along with these at the moment. Hold on. Hello guys. Anyway guys, the video is quite long. It's in half an hour or more already. So what I suggest to do is quit now and get the next video. What we start to do is get the connection up to our transformer, and from our transformer to the valve. That's the next thing we're going to do. And I'm going to stop this video now, but of reasons of the length of the video. So I will see you in the next part, and that will be part 9 I suppose. And then we carry on, see how far that goes, okay? I'll see you the next time around, okay?